Hey everyone, this is Dawn. Welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm glad you're here. Today I'm going to show you how to make a Christmas card using the Cherish card making stamp and thin cut set. So this is the stamp set and it comes with stencils so you can add color to the image. And then I'm going to use the Merry Christmas sentiment from the November stamp of the month. So I'm going to use scarlet, pine, and white daisy cardstock. And I've loaded that large floral image into my MISTI. So I've got the light side of scarlet, and I'm going to ink up the image with Versamark ink because I'm going to heat emboss with gold embossing powder. Okay, so I'm going to hit the scarlet paper with some anti-static powder and then stamp down that floral image. Okay, so I'm going to use some fine gold embossing powder from Ranger and sprinkle that on and tap off the excess, and then we'll heat it up with the heat tool and melt all that embossing powder. Got this sped up pretty quick. Okay. All right, and then I'll just brush off that anti-static powder with a microfiber cloth. And now we're ready to add some color to this image. Okay, so there's 3 stencils that come with this set. One is for the flowers, and another is for the leaves around the flowers. And then a third is for the centers of the flowers and for the little berries. Okay, so I'm just going to use 2 of the stencils for this particular card. So this first one is for the large flowers, and I'm going to use the new Lumberjack Plaid ink. It's the oxide ink from Tim Holtz, and I'm just going to add color to those flowers. So I'm just using a small blending brush and just adding color to the images. Okay, so we'll speed this up in a sec. All right, and then we'll peel off that stencil and then start working with the next one. Okay, so this is for the leaves, and I'm going to use Rustic Wilderness, and I'm going to do the same thing and just paint or add ink to each of those leaves through the stencil. Okay, so again, we'll speed this up. So I'm just filling in. And because this oxide ink is opaque, it will cover the red from the scarlet paper. Okay. All right, so we'll peel away that stencil. I'm not going to use this third one because I have a different plan for the little berries. Okay. Okay, so there is a coordinating die for this image. So off screen, I will run that through. Got that cut out and ready to go. Okay. So I'm going to take that microfiber cloth and just buff out the gold embossed areas and bring them back to life. And remove the ink that had covered those lines. Okay. All right, so then I'm going to bring that stencil in again, clean it off real quick for the flower, and then I'll get my spritz box. And I'm going to use some Delusions shimmer spray. This is in Fiery Sunset. And just add a couple of spritzes to this image. So the stencil is going to cover up the green leaves, but just expose the flowers. And check out that shimmer. Okay, so now it's time to build a card. I've got some pine cardstock, and I'm going to cut that at 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. That'll be my base. And then I'm going to bring in some white daisy and cut this at 4 by 5 1/4. And I'm going to use my the die as sort of a guide for stamping. And I'm going to stamp the Merry Christmas from the November stamp of the month above where my floral image is going to be on my card front. So I'm just using the die as a guide as to where it to stamp. I'll get that down in some black ink. Okay, now I'm going to run this through using, this is a retired embossing folder. It has snowflakes on it from Close to My Heart. And I'm lining up my cardstock in this embossing folder so that the word Merry Christmas will not get embossed. So I'm just strategically placing it inside the folder. I'll run that through. And now we can start putting the card together. So it's going to be a landscape card. And we'll just add the pine cardstock with some tape runner. And then we'll layer the embossed snowflake white daisy piece on top. And then I'll add the floral piece with some thin foam tape. Okay, so we'll pop that. Pretty simple design. And then I'm going to add some bling, of course. So instead of adding color to the berries in this image, I'm going to cluster a whole bunch of little crystals at the base there. So these crystals are from Buttons Galore and More. And there's a finished card. So pretty. I have some close-up shots here. So all these supplies, except for the crystals, are available online, and I will make a list with links in the description below, and you can do some shopping. If you haven't subscribed yet, please hit that subscribe button. I would really appreciate it. And thanks for watching.